have a bang. All the Mars and cars now, whichever get up. Light up my scars with a sweet one bliss. Someone flicks me a bag by the end. So, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full strand, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah.
Yo, people, what's going on, people? Welcome into another episode of the Stay Radiant Show, presented to you by iBoxingHub in association with our sponsors, D-Rock Clothing. I'm joined by my man Ray. Ray, how are we feeling, man?
First world problems, but it could be worse, so we keep moving. What about yourself?
Listen, when I tell you this next first world problem, you might just want to quit the stream. You know what my first world problem is? In 1 month, I get a new iPhone, right? Cool, sick, whatever. I have to find a way to back this one up. It's going to take me too long. I can't be bothered. That's my problem. That is the only problem I have.
That people know Abbas, you absolutely know that he doesn't need this phone. You would absolutely know that he doesn't need this phone, no. But
all I'm saying is new design, new color. Let me just buy the first one. Why not? It is what it is. Like I can't help it,
boat, man.
Yeah. Listen, man, we're here. Look, you see the title, The State of Boxing. We've got a few little topics to go through, and the first one I've got to talk about is Dana White. Obviously, threw his name with Terence Crawford and the Canelo fight, and now it looks like Super Boxing is a thing. Next year, 12 shows, I believe, on Paramount Plus. You know, there's something there when it comes to Dana White and boxing. He's actually exploring it, and I'm intrigued by it. But I want to get your thoughts about it, because it's been something that I think Dana's wanted to 100% get into, and he's never had that. But obviously now working with Taki Al-Sheikh, there's something there now. He's got a spot on Paramount Plus as well. What's your thoughts on Dana doing this?
As much criticism as I've had for Dana and how, you know, the fighter relations haven't been the greatest in the UFC, I like this. In terms of the structure, in terms of a league, in terms of just another avenue for boxing and more boxers to come through, just another avenue for, you know, I've been complaining about boxing not having as many TV deals as it used to, and Dana having, you know, securing a deal with, Paramount in the States, which, if I'm aware, is a big network. So even though they may not have the biggest fighters, I think it's good for the sport of boxing that they've got a league structure that they're going to bring in. So do I have my criticism? Yes. Am I interested to see how this looks in the long term? Yes. Am I interested to see how the stars that may emerge from this decide, you know, who to go with? Will be interesting. I'm even intrigued on the contracts they're gonna get.
Yeah, like, because it's backed, I believe, by Turkey. There's got to be something there.
There's not even on that part, because
just how he structures it financially compared to UFC. Yeah.
Not even. I'm not even just talking about how much fighters are gonna get paid, because in boxing it's different. They don't do the whole, like, you know, fight pay and win bonus. Or win pay, because technically it's not even a bonus. It's just, fight pay, and then we'll call it win bonus for now, for a lack of a better term. Obviously, in boxing, it's like a lot of guys looking at, like, what's a win bonus? No, you pay me all this. Oh, like, it sounds stupid looking back on it. Like, oh, we're gonna pay you more to win. It's just like, no one's going in there to lose.
Yeah,
pay them. And obviously, he's had his criticism about boxing, but then there's a criticism with the UFC where it's just like, your structure of pay is so stingy that your top fighters have to beg the top boxers for a fight, because they know there's a very low ceiling in comparison. So, always said that.
Go on, carry on. I'll let you finish your point first.
I was going to say, I think the peaceful, or the balance lies in between. So I think it'll be interesting to see if Zuffa Boxing can find that in between of, cool, you guys are going to have a structure of pay, which is good, because I will say, as much as boxers, the top level guys get paid a lot, the middle and lower guys don't get paid structurally as well. But as with the UFC, as you've seen, the issue comes in where you do become the superstar and then you're limited to the competition. Whereas in MMA side, you know, Dana's got a monopoly. On the boxing side, he's gonna have to be innovative, and that might be bring the best. It might bring the best out of Dana promotion wise, because Lord knows UFC.
He's plateaued. He's plateaued. He knows where, like you said, because he's got the monopoly. It's like, yo, I don't need to do anything.
The monopoly. The machine runs itself.
Do you know what though? This is what I was gonna say, right? Because I wanted to double check it, because I was like 99% sure, but that 1% was like, let me recheck this. Do you know what's happening this weekend?
Oh yeah, and I didn't even realize.
Yeah, so that's my whole thing, right? I was kind of surprised that this type of announcement, you bring it out on the week where arguably one of your best stars is fighting in terms of Ankalaev and Pereira. I personally would have probably just waited on next Monday, and run it, just because it's like, you know what? How much do you really give a shit about that? If you're running out this, he doesn't care about the UFC as much now. I'm not saying he's got rid of it or it's thrown to one side.
That man has stopped. And I've said this for how long.
Like how you said about Eddie Hearn. We criticize him when he doesn't care about the UK side, and it's like, let me just push the US. It feels like that a little bit with boxing. It's like, that's my new toy, but I found my avenue in. This is the bit that I'm intrigued about, though. Obviously, like I said, there's obviously some backing with Turkey out of shit, because he said, I don't care about governing bodies. I'm gonna have my own belts. I only cared about Ring Magazine rankings. I don't like that. I'll be honest with you. Like, there's a trick. If you're coming in, we have misfits for a reason. Let them do this thing. Stop trying to do things that, you know what, in a weird way, may put off fighters wanting to fight with Zuffa Boxing. I'm not saying you're going to get the top names instantly, but I'm saying, look, if you grow your brand, guess what? Same way Misfits did, kind of, where they're like, you know what? Like, I'll be honest, Darren Till, personally, could transition into the program at a lower level for me. But guess what he said? He goes, I don't want to fight. Why would I need to fight? Why am I going to get screwed and get paid 10K when I can make a shitload of money on Misfits? Don't alienate yourself by removing the actual body of controllers. Don't remove yourself from WBC and stuff like that. Work with them, because guess what? If people see your money contracts, they're like, yo, we might want to dip from promoter A to promoter B.
Conform soon. I think what they're doing is smart in that they're not conforming just yet, only because, and the reason I say it's smart is because you're still starting up. You still need to make yourself look shiny. You still need to make yourself look valuable. So it's smart to say, do you know what? We're going to do something separate now, because this is our league. And he's trying to basically set up the UFC in boxing. And the positives to that is, let's see how good you are with making stars without, you know, without the backing that you've had with the UFC. Let's see how good you are with making stars without mingling with, you know, the current crop of top stars right now. Because I've also said boxing is all up top, no legs. Like, yeah, the guys up top that's built up their name for a while are doing well, but boxing hasn't been building up anything for a long time. There's no newer stars on the horizon where you're thinking, I really want to see that guy on a global scale or even nationwide scale. Everyone that's making noise now is already established. There's not many new people on the horizon. And that's because, like I said, lack of TV coverage, just coverage of boxing in general has been down the drain. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
What do you think, like, the Eddie Hearns, the Frank Warrens, I might even go with MVP, I'll go with PPCs and I'll him. What do you think they'll think about this?
They're cool. They've been operating in the wild, wild west for so long that it's just like, what's new? We've seen other promotions come through. We've seen other promotions. Listen, the US has only gotten used to Eddie Hearn now after trying to push him away for so long. So I think with Dana, they're probably just looking at him like, another guy. shrug shoulders. So what? And especially with Turkey, what he's shown is he thinks he knows better than the promoters, but he doesn't. So I think Eddie done an interview with Ariel Helwani, and it was just like, and I respect Eddie Hearn's sternness on it, and the fact that he said it out loud. But I guess for Eddie Hearn, it's probably because he's just like,
Hey, listen,
I'm
I'm
not
going
a
to talk
small.
about Eddie C. I'm going to talk
Yeah,
about
I
Eddie
think
C in this.
Eddie's thing was probably just like, I'm not a small fish, so it's just like I can say what I want because I'm me. But I think Eddie was basically like, yeah, him and Turkey clash because Turkey sometimes thinks he knows what he's doing, and Eddie's on the thing of, listen, I get you're bankrolling this, but bankrolling doesn't automatically mean you know what you're doing. You gotta know how to promote a fight. And we was even saying leading to the Canelo versus Crawford fight, we still felt like it should have done way more numbers than it did. Well, for me, I speak for myself. I still felt like it was under promoted fight. So I think that's where the likes of Eddie Hearn and Frank probably looking at it like, yeah, we'll see how Dana does in boxing, but in terms of Turkey backing it, it's just like shrug shoulders. He thinks he knows what he's doing, but in reality, your success came off of our backs, not the other way around.
Nah, I hear it. I'm gonna pick your brain on one thing, but before we do, I'm gonna just go in a few comments. Got Tracing, big up my brothers. Steve is back in the chat saying evening fellas, and you know what? This is my favorite comment. I love Misfits. The fact that I have been able to single-handedly sit here and change a group of people who are pure boxing guys at their heart, who just love Misfits. That's my thing. I don't know what's bigger, that or the fact that I got Raw to support Canelo Alvarez. I don't know which one's bigger.
Ra is a contrarian. There's a whole big difference with that. Ra just likes being a contrarian. But the Misfits,
I'll take that. I'm gonna take that.
Always shout out to our Northern brother Neutral. But yeah, Ra is a contrarian, but that's a conversation for another day.
Do you know what I was gonna say though? Is like we were talking about platforms, right? So let me list them. Matchroom, we got DAZN. Whether we like it or not, they got DAZN. Queensberry, DAZN. MVP, Netflix. Ring, whatever you want to call it, Real Season, DAZN. Boxer, BBC. BBC. PBC's got Amazon Prime. You now got Paramount. Where the fuck is Top Rank?
Top Rank.
Like, where are you?
Do you know what? The reins need to change at Top Rank, and I know. I want to step around this carefully because all respect to Bob Arum.
But you're old. You're old.
No.
Enjoy the retirement, bro.
Listen, he's doing. This is where I wanted to be careful, but here's what it is. He's gonna do this until he dies. And what a life he's had, because he's in his 90s, if I'm correct.
Yeah, bro. He had to. I don't know what event it was, and he was in the ring. It was the Bivol Benavides. Yeah. And I swear, I want to say in the nicest way, I was like, brother, you did not need to take the flight to Saudi. Stay at home and enjoy it, because you were struggling in the nicest way to usher a sentence. By saying one of my British, I don't know what he was saying, something about British fighters never going to fight in British soil. I was like, we're in Saudi. What is happening?
I bless Bob, because that is a guy that's been passionate, and he's pushed the boundaries to the fact that he's still going on into his 90s. It's like, this is probably still keeping him alive, in all honesty. So, but it's like, I've said this for like maybe decades now. Top Rank does not know how to make stars no more. No, let me rephrase. They know how to produce good boxing talent.
Yeah.
Don't know how to take a boxing talent into a star/superstar status, because now you drop the ball with De La Hoya, you drop the ball with Mayweather, you drop the ball with Crawford, you drop the ball with Shakur.
Cool. And now you've got Abdullah Mason, but you're going to drop the ball with him now as well.
They know how to produce a good talent. If that's one thing they can produce top talents. But in order for them top talents to really become the household names, they have to leave Top Rank. And I was saying this for the longest time about Crawford, where it was just like, there is a great personality there. You just can't. You gotta let him be him, which now is paying dividends. But before it was like people try to think that you need to be the trash talker or you need. He's a great talker. He's just not gonna talk trash for the sake of talking trash. But the funny thing is, his confidence in itself is the best trash talk, and he believes it. It's not even like a.
Yeah, and
You know,
I rate it. There's a
there's
swagger
certain
about
guys
it.
who just say things just to say it because it's just like they know it'll rile up the crowd. And not to go on your boy, out of respect for Canelo, but even the way he was talking to Canelo, it was like, oh wait, you think I'm joking? Like, no, I'm saying this because I mean this. No, because there's certain people that they'll say stuff and you're just like, oh, he's just saying this. No, it's like Crawford is just like, no, this guy's a killer. He means it. And I feel like that was a personality right there waiting to be made big. And he was failed yet again by Top Rank, who I've always said we could even argue, Josh Taylor as well was another situation. These are guys that should have been bigger stars and they weren't because Top Rank, for whatever reason, and a good deal with ESPN as well in terms of broadcasting. I don't know where they go from here, but they, like I said, they're a talent factory, but my goodness, they don't know how to make a star. They might be Zoom blueprint.
The only one, and what I mean by that is the partnership kind of worked.
Mm-hmm.
But that was again because this guy was already a big name, and he
had
Frank Tyson. Tyson was the only one for me when it was Tyson Fury.
He was
already who he was. But
he just needed an American broadcaster.
Yeah, that was it. And then they attached his name to the same way Dana attached his name to the Canelo Crawford fight.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Because he did. They just attached their name.
The Dana one's different because that's more of a business deal. Whereas like
that was like, oh, guess what? We got a platform. We got ESPN in America. We will attach, bring us
but that's the reason I'm saying it, I see the similarities in terms of you're saying like the guys are already who they are and you're just a promoter. I feel the difference is at least with Bob, it was just like he provided the platform. Dana didn't actually provide the platform. You was basically as a guest promoter by Turkey. Turkey basically said, I need someone that I can control, basically. That's the way I look at it. And
I'm gonna be interested in that because look, Dana, I don't know if you can control him. I think there'll be a lot of
he goes to the beat of his own drum.
Yeah, there will be a lot of going back and forth with it, but it'll be interesting. But yeah, right now, Top Rank, I don't know what you need to do. I'm trying to think. If I'm Top Rank, I can't really go to Netflix because there's not enough scope for it, even though MVP seems to be okay. I can't. ESPN's still there because the UFC's moved over to whatever the hell they do somewhere else. So I don't know, like, but if ESPN, Top Rank wanted to be at ESPN, if ESPN wanted Top Rank, they would have picked it up.
They would have.
Yeah.
But from what I see, it seems like Top Rank aren't able either. Them and ESPN either just don't work well together, or they don't know how to utilize ESPN enough. Because it just comes across as ESPN provides a platform.
Yeah.
And the same way I saw the UFC utilize ESPN, it's not the same way I see Top Rank utilize ESPN. Obviously, UFC brings in more money and the machine is run better. Whereas Top Rank, going back to what I was saying about being, cowboy merchants in boxing, it's kind of like give and go. Like you can't put as much money into certain things because they don't know if they're going to get the money back.
Broadcast, I always say, like, the broadcast just feels like, and no disrespect to small hall shows or whatever, it feels like a small hall show, but guess what? You have a star name on there.
Production
is so bad.
Production just looks grainy and horrible.
Yeah.
Like, I watched Top Rank. One guy they did do right by was my guy, one of my favorite boxers of all time, Miguel Angel Cotto. I can still watch Top Rank fights now, and it looks like how it like production just looks like how
But
it did when Cotter
the
was fighting.
reason they
That was
could,
like
but
07, 010.
yeah, but that was when I would say America had a control on boxing. So guess
Yeah.
what? You had the money to be able to do it,
Mm.
if that makes sense. Now that
Yeah.
America don't have that control, but it's like your production stinks. Like, why am I watching a $6.99 subscription of Netflix? That's what it feels like. Where's the
Yeah.
HD? Where you can't be giving me 480p at $6.99 with adverts?
Oh, that is funny.
Because that's what that
That is
is.
funny.
Top Rank's production is that 480p
That's funny.
$6.99. One person can only watch it in your household. That
That's
is what
funny.
Top Rank is. And it's like,
That
yo,
is
not in
hilarious.
2025. Come on. Like everyone's got a job. Pay that £20.
That's actually that hit me late. That's funny.
Because that's what that shit is. But yeah, you guys gotta sort yourself out because funny enough, America has, I want to say, enough promotional streams at this point, but just as in like they're there, but there's nothing available for us to see from it. It feels like MVPs everywhere. Jake Paul's just everywhere, and the rest are just following suit. But I don't know if this is true. But if Stevie's saying it, Top Rank apparently signed a deal with Paramount. I haven't seen anything.
Source? I know
I haven't
Zufa
seen it.
has neutral.
Yeah.
Zufa has. I don't know about
Let me
Top
have a
Rank.
look. Let me have a look with Top Rank. And if they have, bro, Paramount will say, yeah, we might pull the plug.
But that's I think that's a good thing. No, not that I've seen. No. Yeah, it's just Zufa.
Yeah, it's just
neutral.
Zufa when I type it in. I want to talk about one man, Edward.
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn. Listen, I like Eddie Hearn. Have you seen the Netflix thing?
I've seen some of it, and I commend it because very few people are going to still record through the losses. That guy, and I saw an interview with him. He was just like, "Listen, that's boxing. I got roll for the punches." He documented when they went 0-5 against Frank Warren. He documented when AJ got slumped, which still hurts me to this day. And he just said, "Yo, that's the operations. That's the business. I can't just always show you my highs. This is the lows, and this is what it is." So I have to respect it. I'm only on the 3rd episode, but yeah, good watch.
It is a good watch. I don't know. Can I spoil it or not? Does it matter?
Is it a spoiler? Everything's happened in real life.
Yeah. So basically, they want to kind of work a deal with Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
So Barry Hearn is like, okay, let's have a chat. Kind of concludes on that.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie's been in Riyadh and he put out a post saying, let me see if I can bring the post up quickly. And you know what? I was like, it is what it is, but it's him and Turkey together. The caption is astonishing night in Riyadh. Where else can you agree major deals across 3 different sports and shake up the boxing world in 2 hours? Now, I'm looking at it 2 ways. One is Turkey Al-Sheikh has bought in to Matchroom. And when I mean by that, and maybe not, and I'm thinking Matchroom boxing, just that part.
Yeah, minor stakes.
However, there's another part of me that thinks he might have bought into the entire concept of Matchroom. I'm talking the snooker, the darts, where they make the big money, boxing, and all the other little things. Because that was essentially what it was. But Barry Hearn was like, I don't want to give up everything until I'm fully vetted everything out. But he does love his money as well. I know we talked about the UFC monopolizing everything, right? When it comes to the MMA world. If Turkey was to buy into Matchroom, considering everything he has with Riyadh CZ, Ring Magazine, has he basically monopolized boxing? To a point. How close is he then to it?
Didn't we kind of say this a while ago? Like, that's what he wants to do. That is, you can tell that
he wants to do, but like, one, is it healthy for boxing for him to be able to do that? And two, like, how close is it? Because obviously he's still got Frank Warren, but obviously I don't want to say Frank listens to Turkey, but you know, they work together. Ben's there as well. So there's still brands, but I don't think Ben's on the side, respectfully. But it's like, how good is it? Because I'm not fully against it. Because
Nah, a
and
monopoly is never good, man.
the only reason is, look, if we look at like how the UFC worked, where we're like, oh, it's up. Guess what? We're getting fights, right?
Mhm.
The only thing I'd say is right now in 2025, we're able to make them fights without it being monopolized. That's the one
Yeah.
thing I will say that I'm not. I get it, but at this point, we're like, when monopolized, with everything runs through Turkey to a point. If you look at it, what we are from October to what April, March, everything runs through that guy, and then we
Look,
have
but
a slow slump.
I can't call it monopolize because at the end of the day, it's not Zufar he's got more control over Zufar. The
Yeah,
other ones were like joint ventures. Now, did he have a lot of control with the joint ventures? Yes, but they're still joint ventures. At the end of the day, Matchroom and
Queensbury.
Queensbury have shown. Listen, we'll still do our own. I think they done a good thing when they started to get comfortable with Turkey. They then started to show like we're still going to do shows by ourselves because Turkey. I think this is where the whole monopoly thing came through. I think Turkey tried to muscle in too much in their business. And I think both of them had to resist a bit and tell him like, just let him know like, yo, we
With the
appreciate your
boss
money,
still,
we
yeah.
appreciate it, but this is still our thing. Don't try. A partnership is not going to turn into the takeover. Whereas with Super Boxing, if he's funneling most of the cash, that Dana could piss him off, and then he just said, "All right, cool, I'm pulling my money out," and then it's Kalas. If he pulled out his money on top on Queensbury or Matchroom, they'll be pissed off, but it would also still be like we've been running this ship anyway, so it is what it is.
Do you think they would sell though, like fully, for the right amount of money?
Who?
I'm talking Eddie and Barrier.
No.
Do you think they would sell?
Not full control. I don't think they would ever. The only way Eddie Hearn, what he showed in that series is he's too much of a competitor to let anyone buy him out. I think obviously his dad's different because his dad's like you were saying about Bob Arum, like go rest. His dad's in that part of his life where it's just like, all right, cool. I'm at peace with selling parts of this off because I'm not as hands-on no more. I'm looking to just, enjoy life, even though he's been enjoying life. But Eddie, on the other hand, is still in his prime of, yo, I've still got plenty of fight in me. No, you're not buying this off me. And it's similar to wrestling, albeit, it ended controversially because of his past sins and transgressions. Look at Vince with WWE. He kept on selling parts of his company to Saudi, obviously before they got taken over by TKO. But before that, he was just like, yeah, you can buy parts of it. You can buy stakes. You ain't taking this over. And I feel like that's the cloth that Frank Warren and Eddie are cut from, because I also think for them, it's kind of like, it's not just about the money. Some businesses are like, yeah, you raise capital for the business, sell it on, is what it is. But I think them two in particular, it's like, yo, boxing is their thing. Like they need it. It's not just a money grab.
No, because it's legacy. I think that's where that holds legacy. Like, I think I was speaking to a few people. I was like, listen, do you know who actually owns Matchroom? They're like, yeah, Eddie Hearn. Yeah, it's cool. Do you know what that means? Eddie's done his job.
Yeah.
He's done it. He's like, I'm the face for 80% of boxing fans who may not have someone who's looked into boxing before, where it's Barry, bro. Bazza pulls all the strings. If he wants, he'll shift you out and put you there and move you there. But you know what I got from that documentary is,
what's that?
I wish I was looking for a job back then, because they weren't saying, listen, they weren't saying, oh, fill in an application. They were like, come here. Okay, I'm gonna pester you like Frank Smith here. I just pestered. I got this, then I worked my way through, and it just kept me. That's how they did it. And I was like, yo, like, I rate that. I like the way they hire that particular way. Like, okay, we're up and running, but we can get these people, and then they mold them.
That's the beauty of boxing. It's such the wild, wild west that you can hit the jackpot at
But
random.
that was across all of Matchroom. Like, I think
Yeah,
the darts guy, who's now the
yeah, yeah,
CEO,
yeah.
did the exact same thing. The woman that runs
The old sports, multi
yeah,
sports.
same thing. But then, do you know what it shows to me? That as an environment under Barry Hearn when it was super young would have been arguably one of the best environments to work with, and everyone trusted this dude. He didn't fuck
Yeah,
people over, and I rate that.
yeah.
One final thing, actually, before I go to that, what do you think about Eubank Ben, the rematch and the undercard? I'll be honest. Let me put this out there. I think people are way too critical of undercards in boxing a little bit now.
Oh yeah.
The main event sells itself. No. What I mean by the main event sells itself. You have Jack Catterall on there.
Yeah, shout out my boy
Solid
Carol.
name. Adam Azim got a following. And then there's a few other names from the top. Richard Riakpo is on there as well. It's like
That's crazy. I don't even know where they found React for that.
they just found him. But that's my whole point. Like, I don't get what the hell people also want. Like,
I guess some people, it goes back to the whole building future stars. Is like you want, because at least with for example, Crawford versus Canelo, there was, who's that guy? Even though he didn't have the most exciting fight, is it Callum Walsh? Is that the one that's been undefeated?
yeah.
At least it was just like, all right, cool. You've got that prospect on the card. So on paper, people want to watch it. And what's the fight with Mbili and
No good fight. I know
who?
which one you're.
Yeah,
I know who
but
you're. Yeah.
fight. I know a lot of people that are casuals, and they said they watched that fight and were just like, "Wow, that's crazy." So I get it when some people are just like, "Don't get me wrong, it may not have to be like 2-3 title fights, but give us something." And historically, when it comes to bigger fights, it's very top heavy. Whereas I get sometimes people just want a bit of balance, where it's just like, "Yo, give us something." But I also counteract this. In the famous words of Roger Mayweather, some people don't know shit about boxing. You guys don't know the names to be complaining. A lot of us don't know the names. We'll be like, oh, we ain't know, I don't know this, that, and the third. There's a lot of people that don't know guys outside of the champions. And that's for the hardcores.
Yeah.
So
Like,
it's just like, what do you
I'll be
expect?
honest. I looked at it and I was like, you know what? Usyk and I think it was the Usyk undercard with Dubois. I was like, okay, that's a very average undercard in my opinion. This holds a little bit of value. I'm okay with this one. I'm also okay with the first one that they had because I think it was Yard and Lyndon Arthur and a few other names were also on there as well. So it's like these are all solid cards for me, considering how top heavy that main event is. Opening is just the initial thoughts of it. I think Eubank probably wins again.
He should do, especially under Bomac. He should.
Oh yeah. Again, how the? I need to see his gun charges.
Hey,
so I swear this man.
Listen.
All I'm saying is right.
Bang your doors, man.
If you see me in approximately 6 weeks, taking a picture with Bomac, interviewing him, mind your own business. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm looking
forward to it.
Mind your own business, because there may be a hint of glazing for Terence Crawford. That's all I'm gonna put.
No, that's what I was gonna say. It's gonna be interesting because Canelo's your guy. So.
No, Canelo's my guy. I will tell him. I was like, look, I thought Canelo was going to win. But here you go. Congratulations. But there will be a hint of glazing with Terence Crawford, and there will be a picture if I can get Bomac. He might squash me though, because he's a big human. But that's beside the point. So all I'm going to say is a big human. He was eating fucking Cheetos at a press conference or whatever he was doing.
All I know is that Eubank looked his best under Bomac.
Yeah.
And this is the type of guy that he's needed for when he still had aspiration for a title. It's come too late, is what it is. Get your money fight.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't think it's a bit too late now. I was gonna say AJ would be a good fit for Bomac, but I think it's too late. And I don't know if they've got a heavyweight stable for him to be working with.
Yeah.
See, look at Ra. Have some decency, Ra.
Where are we going at? Where are we going at? Rocky. I'm ignore that one. I'm gonna go with this one. He's rocking with MVP, PBC, and Top Man. Just wait till they
I
end up
told
working.
Ra, we mentioned you earlier on.
Yeah,
I said you're contrarian for being a contrarian's sake.
However, I'm all good for this one.
Have
But do you
some
know what? Do you
decency,
know what
man.
it is? There's a difference. You know if that
No, let me tell you something. No fighter, rarely does any fighter go into a fight
No.
100%.
Yeah.
So
Listen,
I'm not trying to hear that.
I'm not even saying it because my boy didn't make the excuse.
Listen, Canelo ain't made the excuse, and furthermore, unless you also buy into Pacquiao's excuse of why he lost against Mayweather, I'm not trying to hear that.
Exactly.
And that police stop, it wasn't for PADs because PADs are legal in the sport. They're not illegal in regards to possession of them.
Do you know what? Now that you brought it up, forget the gun stop, whatever, because whether it's America, they got guns.
Yeah, it's America with free days.
That Omaha celebration that they did, right? So, boxing fans is a superstar.
Yeah.
Does that celebration, based off the amount of people that you think came out, put him into that star level? Not necessarily. I don't know how to explain it because what point does get to that global? Not global star, but not global star. But you know what I mean.
He's not.
Like people know him in America. People can know him here, but it's like okay, you know him not just for outside of boxing fans. At what point do you think Crawford can get to there?
I think he's peaked, and for his personality, I think he's at peace because I think he's not the atypical superstar. He's not the Canelo where it's like, I'm sure Canelo in Mexico is like A-star celebrity, and you know he does A-star celebrity stuff. He carries himself as that. Whereas if you see, I remember like on socials they always say it like when you see the real Terence Crawford, respectfully, this is the most normal guy ever. He's such just a normal person. And I remember, I think it was on Shannon Sharp's show.
But can I just say one thing though? I'm just quickly sorry. You know when people say this person's normal and stuff, sweet they are, right? You know what I fucking hate, and I'm gonna swear this out. You know when people say, "Oh, look at this guy, he wears a plain t-shirt and plain jeans," but fucking search that t-shirt. That t-shirt costs more than you've got in your closet. It's $1,000 t-shirt.
There's still going to be flashy.
Exactly.
There's still going to be flashy, but there's different types of flashy.
Yeah, there's a different type of flashy.
That's what I'm saying. He's more like when I need to. Yeah. I'll show it, but
I'll bring out the chain if I need to.
Yeah, but he's not. There's certain boxes, and the game needs all of these type of characters. The game needs the Canelos where you see him and it's just designer everything. The drip is cold. You just look at Canelo and that's a star.
He's dripped in immediately, right? Which is calm, no problem with that. I remember I spoke to somebody, right, and they were like, "Oh, Canelo's clothes are just so casual and stuff." I go, "Do you see that logo? What that writing is?" And they went, "No, I'll go search it now."
It's not even that.
I said that logo. Come back to me and let me know.
I said it looks normal. I said that quality of linen that's probably on it. What? I remember even that's why I know Eddie loved Canelo when he used to promote him, because remember when like Eddie Hearn could start flaunting his more fashionable side because he was like, yo, if Canelo's gonna do the fashion thing, I'm gonna do the fashion thing. And you need guys like that. And then it goes back to my point with Bud, where it's just like I think he loves the fact that he's like the marvelous Marvin Hagler, where it's just like he's respected as a boxing star, but he doesn't need to be the superstar. I don't need to be the clean guy at the award shows all the time and clean cut and da. I think he likes the fact that I'm famous, I get paid, I get money, but I can just be a normal. Like you
as
see
normal
all the
as you
time,
can.
there's videos all the time of this Bud Crawford, local in Omaha, just doing local stuff, and you're there thinking to yourself, yo, you're a world champion, and he's just like, those are my people. Like he's just playing card games.
I hear it. Locally. I hear it because it's like okay, I am a celebrity, but I've not allowed myself to go settle in Las Vegas. I've not allowed myself. I just kept it here. It's like
I
And
also think that's his personality as well. He was saying
yeah,
on
for
the Shannon
sure.
Sharp show when, like, I think Shannon Sharp jokingly said, "Oh, what car have you got? Like a truck?" And he was just like, "Yeah." And just like, "Yeah, I've got a nice." I think his thing was just like, "I've got a nice truck as well," but it's like it does what it does. It does. He reminds me of Ocho Cinco. You know, like Chad
Yeah,
Johnson's also like that, where it's just like, "Yo, I'm me. I
yeah.
don't need extra flashy things
But
to make like I'm me."
I said, Americans though, we got to get the stranglehold of these pickup trucks. Like, get them out of the way. Get them
Oh
out.
no, I know Bud has got, and especially with as many kids as he's got, I know Bud's got a pickup truck. Well, he
Yeah,
said it. He said on
yeah.
Shannon Sharp show, it's
You can
like,
get rid
yeah,
of them. Just buy the Urus. It's all right. Just buy the Ferrari. It's not a problem. But actually,
yeah,
do you know what? Keep one. If I was in America, I'd buy one. But I'd never drive it, just for the sake of having it, for the vibes.
yeah.
Um,
Wow.
one final thing I gotta talk about. Javonte Davis. Listen, we can have a conversation whenever we like, because I'm more than not happy to do it. But
Yeah.
you stink. You pulled the what's the phrase? You pulled the wool over the eyes and all that crap. You did it for too long, and you came back on Twitter, X, whatever. Shakur just slapped you out of Twitter, and you're saying you're retiring in 8 weeks. Listen, your career stinks. I don't care that you didn't want to. You wanted to chase money. Fine, no problem with that. But I'm not looking at you as a pound for pound fighter at any point when you were in the rankings. I never did. I never have done. I never will do. Uh, and now you're fighting Jake Paul.
I don't understand why it took you lot this long to get here.
No, I did. But now I have a genuine ability to
Yeah,
criticize you because guess what? You have a A1 opponent next to you, but you are choosing the duck. There was always that, oh, we got to struggle to find an opponent level to Tank Davis for whatever purpose, right? Cool, you fought Ryan Garcia, you weight trained the man. A couple of other fights, whatever, there'll be names, but you have an A1 opponent who is ready to fight you, and you're just ducking it. I'll be honest, Tank Davis stinks. He just does. Like his career, I don't hold any validity to it. I don't really celebrate his accomplishments. Yeah, you made a lot of money, but at the end of the day, you've appealed to casuals, you've appealed to females, and maybe some people on
I don't
Twitter.
even know if that's his crap. Honestly, with Tank, I
And you got these shitters being in boxing. You got bum fluff. That shit pissed me off. I'll be honest with you, bro. It was
uh,
lined up like this, and then
there,
it
no,
would
no, no,
just
no,
go
no.
like that,
There,
and I'm like,
there,
what
there's,
what's going on
there's
here?
certain people's bum fluff in boxing where I'm just like, yo, just shave it off.
Yeah,
It's not either shave it off or go do the Conor Ben and go turkey, but like it's one or the other. Please shave off the fluff. The fluff looks nasty. But what I will say about Tank Davis is this: shame on all you guys that are only upset now, because let me tell you something. This guy has been told you who he was from a long time ago, and you didn't want to listen. And now he's just like, yo, I've been paid. F it. And don't get twisted. I respect it because I already gave up on that Shakur fight a long time ago. I saw it as Shakur Tank in a way is not gonna fight Tank. Raw. I don't know. Raw,
yeah,
you're
no,
better than this. In a
exactly.
way right now is still gotta face Nakatani. And that's a fight I always said I want to go to Japan and go to a big boxing event in Japan. That's on my bucket list. In a way, he's got Nakatani, and even after that, I think he's still got about 2 or 3 more weight classes before he even touches lightweight. It's not happening, and there's absolutely the only reason that people are even suggesting in a way fights Tank is
It's just Tank short. Tank short.
no,
That's it.
no, it's xenophobia. They see it as a lot of Americans. Where they got this strange thing with in a way where it's just like,
Oh yeah, Americans are
yeah,
different.
they're
They're
just like,
weird.
he's not all that anyway. Who's he fought? Why didn't he face Tank? And it's just like there's weight classes. The guy has literally come from such a small weight class, and even where he's at now, he's like quite filled out, and he's still
Mm.
like and what one thing I do like about him, he takes his time to acclimate to a weight class. He doesn't just rush it. I don't know. Him fighting at lightweight, yeah, would be. I don't know what his walking around weight is, but it would be very dangerous considering that there's a lot of dangerous guys at lightweight that cut down considerably. Even like look at Shakur. I think even if Shakur faces Tio next, which I'm still doubtful that match happens, I think Shakur stays at 140 because clearly the Tank fight, the incentive to fight Tank is gone.
Just remember what I have been saying.
What's that?
Remember what I said to you. The moment Shakur moves up to 140, the moment he declares he's staying there,
Oh, he's gonna
do something.
I've,
You
but
think Tyson Fury's bad at retirement? Just watch this guy.
no, but Shakur's doing the right thing. Is like I can't stall my career. Like
Same with Devin Haney.
I even like. Do you know what it is? But Haney's one was different because Haney was like we can physically. Haney should have moved up to his weight welterweight now from time ago. Where Shakur is kind of just like obviously we see him gradually get bigger, but it was gradual. And then now he's at the point where I actually need to move up because, yeah, I'm getting older now. Can't keep him going to 135. And outside the Tank, there's nothing exciting at 135 for him. Like, going undisputed there, it's not really going to do anything.
It's too much effort.
Yeah, too much effort for low reward. So then, and I feel like Tank, he's. Do you know why I rate him? Because he's run out of options for his nonsense fights. Obviously, the Lamont Roach fight, didn't pan out like he wanted it to.
You got a wake-up call that, and
then if Shakur leaves, Lamont's the only fight that he's got. And it's like, shame on you. And I hope that fight happens because Lamont deserves that big payday. But listen, the guys told you a long time ago he wanted to cash out. And the reason why we're here now is because you casuals keep on feeding the nonsense that is Jake Paul. So guess what? If Tank Davis
no. See, we're not putting on Jake Paul.
No. I'm not putting on Jake Paul. I'm not putting on Jake Paul. I'm putting on the casuals.
The nonsense is Gervonta Davis. Jake Paul is fine with what he's doing.
I'm putting on the casuals because every other day casuals are complaining, oh, the best don't fight the best no more. You don't care. That's the truth. You don't care about the best for the best. Because if that was the case, Crawford versus Canelo would do more numbers. If that was the case, Better BFS Bivol would do more numbers. If that was the case, there'll be so many situations.
I would say this, people
wouldn't have to wait for Turkey because the money would be there.
What I will say
are the
is,
ones that make this toxic environment, and then you don't want to, live in your filth, and now you have to live in it. This is
what I would say is, the Netflix thing. So it's a weird one. It's like I always say this, like I look at numbers. And depending on the fight, I may times it by 0.5 or whatever. Because at the end of it, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Netflix, right, guess what? I'm going to bring people over. Let's bring 10 people over. Guess what? That's one eye to Netflix. It's not 10 different eyes. That's my only thinking behind numbers. Because I saw a video, bro, there was like a lot of people on an open field. And they were watching the Canelo Crawford fight. They had them in cinemas and stuff like that. So like it's one screen. So numbers funny enough, in this one, they're undervalued in terms of the actual eyeballs to it. But yeah, I'm just gonna wrap this up. Gervonta Davis, you stink. Like genuinely, you had one opportunity to make a fight that I wanted to see. I didn't care about the rest. It's like fine, do whatever you did. You managed to get people interested in your name. But when the fight was available for you to make, when Shakur's a free agent, he's got no links with Eddie Hearn, nothing like that at all. He would have jumped ship, taken the B side, taken the less money, even though he's the better fighter, better resume, everything about him is 100% better. He would have given that up to be able to beat your ass. You didn't want to see it.
This is all I'm saying. When Errol Spence was in similar position,
he did it.
Errol Spence even told PBC, who tried to screw Bud over, and he said, no, you're not screwing him over, and we're making this fight. And he made the fight at a weight class that he shouldn't have been at, but because he's got that dog in him, Errol Spence is built different. Tank, on the other hand, like I keep on saying, all you people that were not hugging him and being like, oh my gosh, pound for pound this, pound for pound that. This is
I
a
never
great.
got it.
He absolutely finessed the hell out of you guys, and now he's getting a bag first. Jake Paul, kudos to him, man. Well done. Because I dropped out of giving up. I dropped out of having hope for this a long time ago. So now I'm just like, to the people that fund all the madness that Jake Paul can do sometimes. Here you are, eat your filth.
And do you know what I say? Shout out to Jake Paul. I've got no problem with that man doing whatever the hell he wants.
It's still F
I don't.
him, but I can't.
I can't say
be
F
upset
him
that he's taking
because
advantage.
you know what? Fuck it. You're gonna give me the opportunity to do it, and I'm gonna run with it. I'm gonna create even bigger headlines.
Look, that would never happen because there's no way Tank would acquiesce to go to 130 for Inouye.
No, he was missing weights at world title fights at
Yeah,
130.
people are forgetting this about Tank. Tank struggles to get to 135. He's not going to 130.
So I always look at certain fights. Some people have a lang. He has a chunky frame. That don't mean
Yeah,
he's fat. Well,
as
you
in
know
like
what?
he's very dense. Yeah,
Yeah, Canelo's dense. Canelo
yeah,
is a very dense fighter.
yeah,
That's what Tank is. Shakur, on the other hand, very lean fighter.
yeah.
But so I don't say it's easier for him to make weight or whatever like that. But his framework naturally is completely different. But yeah, I'm calling this though. I'm gonna still say it as always. The moment Shakur declares 140, holds the belt at 140, maybe even 6 months down the line, somehow we're gonna hear Tank Davis say, "You know what? I want to fight you, Shakur, at 135," and he's gonna
He'll
have all
still
the
lose.
cards, unfortunately.
He'll
And
still
Shakur,
lose.
I hope he does. That's the first time I'll say that. Now, I actually hope he loses the fight and he
Like
gets
Ra's
schooled
saying,
and embarrassed.
but he makes a big deal that he's not that big. Yeah, compared to other lightweights, it doesn't mean that he's. It's almost like, let's say if Tank's like, I have to cut 10 pounds, but the other lightweights have to cut 20. I'm sure he still doesn't like cutting that 10.
No.
And I remember
He's
even Lamont Roach said in an interview with Andre Ward, he was like, the reason their fight got delayed in the first place is because Tank was out of shape and he was struggling to shed off the weight. So yeah, and as you get older, it's harder to cut
I would
weight.
say his frame, his body frame for me, them fighters for me struggle to cut weight more.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. When I look at him, like, if you're built taller, for me, it
Then the
feels like
weight
it's gonna,
spreads out
yeah,
easier. I think also with Tank, he's one of those fighters, he has to stay in shape to be able to
yeah.
cut down. He can't take off season. And I think he's probably in a space in his life. He's like, I'm tired of just working out to work out. I want to enjoy life. Hence why he's taking these fun fights against like Jake Paul, where it's just like, yeah, now I don't have to cut weight. I can just go around my walking around size. But
I have no idea how anyone's gonna commission that fight.
he's
I
worried.
genuinely have no clue what they're gonna do.
I don't even know if I'll tune in. I didn't tune into
Oh no,
Tyson.
no,
I
no,
didn't
I'm
tune
tuning.
into Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. I didn't give it no attention, and this might be in the same category. And to this day, I've not watched a clip of Tyson versus Paul content, let alone the match itself. I was just like, it's nasty, and I'm not giving my time or attention to it.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I say, yeah, I'll definitely watch it.
You inform me how it goes.
Yeah, it's gonna be shit. It's gonna be 8 rounds, 3 minutes that just go the distance. But listen, we're gonna wrap this up. As always, guys, like, share, subscribe. We're here. There's content throughout the week. We're gonna be back going to some shows as well, hopefully. So we'll have some interviews coming out soon. But until next time, listen. The boss is back at the bridge. Shout out Jose Mourinho. Just gonna put that out there. We're playing right now, 17 minutes in 0-0, but it's all good. Like, share, subscribe, and peace.